Hello, welcome back. This is Ricky. Welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to recreate a recipe that I did almost 20 years ago. This recipe is actually what inspired my passion for food and what encouraged me to be more creative and adventurous in the kitchen. So today I'm making Jamie Oliver's lemon and milk chicken. I haven't made this in such a long time, and it was actually the very first recipe that I followed to a T. I made sure that I got all the right ingredients, and I made sure that I followed all of the instructions just like the book said. This is from Jamie Oliver's book that came out 2001, maybe 2002. At that point, I was never really that adventurous in the kitchen. The only thing I really could make was pancakes, and I think that's about it. I think I started making pancakes at around the age of 12. But this recipe from Jamie Oliver is actually what inspired me with food, and I was blown away that I was able to create such a delicious meal by following instructions. So I must confess that this recipe was maybe a little bit challenging for a first timer. However, the end result turned out incredible and it was extremely tasty. For the chicken, feel free to serve this with whatever side dish that you'd like. If you want to make some roasted potatoes or mashed potatoes, feel free. However, today I'm going to be serving this with couscous because it's what I have and I feel a little bit inspired to try something out with that. Let's get started with this recipe, and I hope you like it and it's going to be good. So let's go. Before we get started with the chicken, let's get some of the ingredients ready. First up, we want to get the garlic and the sage ready, and we're going to use a whole clove of garlic. What we're going to do is just gently crush all of the garlic with the back of a knife like this. So all we want to do is a gentle crush on each piece of garlic. Next up is the sage. I've got a good bunch of sage from the garden, and all we want to do is remove all of the leaves. Set it aside and let's get started with the chicken. Pat dry the chicken with a paper towel. Get a generous amount of salt. You want about a teaspoon of salt for the chicken. Just sprinkle it all over, and a good amount of pepper as well. Turn the chicken over, repeat the process. Almost forgot, add some olive oil to the chicken. Get a nice deep pot that will just fit the chicken into it. We want to heat this at a medium-high heat. We're going to brown the chicken with some butter. Once the chicken's in, get a nice good chunk of butter and add it in there. So what we want to do now is we want to ensure that the whole chicken is nice and brown. I'm going to turn this now. See how that's nice and brown over there? I'm going to turn this once again. Let's remove it. So now let's add the garlic as well as the lemon rind. Mix this up and add in some more butter. Don't forget the cinnamon stick. The smell of the lemon is really starting to come out. At this point, we can add in the sage leaves. Allow this to cook off for about a minute. Now add in the milk. Squeeze one lemon all over it. This will help the milk curdle and create that cheese effect. We are going to now add this into the oven at 180 degrees for about an hour and a half. Every now and then feel free to baste it. The oven, it's been in there for just over an hour and a half. The smell is beautiful. I can smell the sage and the lemon coming through. The chicken is really browned on the outside, and I'm curious to see if there's been any curdling action. At a first glance, it looks like there's quite a lot of sauce, or a lot of liquid, which is fine. But what I want to see is a lot of that curdled cheese that's meant to happen. You know what? I'm not seeing it. Ooh, I just stabbed the fork into the chicken breast and it's so soft. Get a little bit of the sauce itself and see what that's like. That's good. It's got a really strong lemon flavor and also a very subtle garlic hint as well. Even though there's so much garlic in it, it's not a strong garlic flavor. The only thing is this didn't curdle like it was meant to. It's meant to become almost like a cottage cheese type of consistency, but the flavor is still there and it's still good. I think I just have to give this another go and try and attempt to get that signature curdled cheese because that's what makes it so good. But the flavor of the sauce is delicious. Maybe it didn't turn out exactly the way I remembered or the way I wanted to, but that sauce is amazing. So lemony and sweet and garlicky, but the garlicness is so subtle. It's not that strong, overpowering garlic flavor. This dish is delicious. So I made this with some couscous. However, if you want to make some rice or potatoes with it, it would go perfectly well. This meal is delicious and I will give this another go and make sure that I get that real good curdle taste. I might not do a video on it, but I'll post it on social media. Anyways, thank you for tuning in and until next time, bye.